And we're coming to you live from Fab24, a vibrant gathering of makers and innovators from around the world. And today we have the pleasure to have a great friend, Antonio Quirarte, founder and CEO of Hacedores. And it's a really good friend, and he's creating makerspace all around Mexico and designing and engaging courses and helping foster more creativity and collaboration. So, Antonio, it's a pleasure to have you here with us today. How are you enjoying Fab24? How are you?
Hey, kids, how are you? It's a pleasure to me to be here, and I'm very happy to be in the Fab24 Congress event here in Puebla, and very happy to be here in your podcast. Thank you so much.
No, it's actually a pleasure because we have known you for a long time, and you do a great job in Hacedores.
And Antonio, you can tell us about your history, how you can be part of the maker movement. What is the impact of this philosophy and way to learn in the society?
Sure, thank you. Well, I started when I used to have a technology internet company more than 10 years ago, and I was kind of a little boring because the business ran very well just automatically. And I just started to know about the maker movement because of the Make magazine, you know, the Arduinos and the MakerBot 3D printers that started to come out. And I decided to register the domain name Hacedores. In those times, Hacedores doesn't sound very well. You know, this is not, it's a word that we don't get to use very much in Spanish. So I said, sometime I will do something with this domain. Then I left this company and started Hacedores as a blog, okay, just translating some articles, making another ones. And people started to get interested in this maker and do-it-yourself things. Then we organized the first Arduino Day in Mexico City. And we received a lot of people there. So it was a very nice and very happy event. We didn't expect so much people. And one thing I remember very clear is that the parents that were with their kids, they say, hey, I'm a maker that too, because I'm a carpentry, I'm an albañil, I do things. And yes, you are a maker. The only thing we need to be a maker is just to believe we are a maker. So by nature, we all are makers. So that's where we started. And then we make the makerspace just in the heart of the city, Mexico City. And schools start to come. And the maker education in Mexico begins with this makerspace.
It's really interesting because you are a really great person who's promoting the maker movement for a long time here in Mexico. And how you say it, at least here, it was something that it was a little far away, and you were doing a great job sharing with more people. And I think that reaction, it's really common, right? Because everyone, everywhere, are creators, are makers, even since we are kids, we are creative. So I want to go to one question about how do you see the role of education and in fostering innovation and creativity, and how do you see it related to the maker movement?
Yeah. Well, as nature as well, we are as learners, we learn mostly by doing. Okay, there's no black thread in this. There's no secret. We learn much better when we do the things. So it's very easy for the maker movement to introduce in the education. Just was a nature thing. So it's amazing how we can see the little kids and the students in all their ages fascinated making and learning stuff. So I love to see these faces and eyes when they get wide open, when they realize and the information and the knowledge just make click in their heads. It's really nice. So maker education and all the active learning education you call it whatever you want, but it's ultimately is active learning. So it's very important nowadays because, as you may imagine, screens are taking a lot of time of your attention. So when we make we are making more connections in our brains than just consuming data, and that's another important thing, just to build more and to create more creators than consumers. That's our goal.
Yeah, I think it's really important, right, to not just know that technology is something that we consume. We need to make things with that and be creators.
Yeah, because we're talking about maker education to education active, and this needs also your hands. But right now we have other technologies like AI, for example, ChatGPT or other technologies everyone is talking about, but also other technologies like Internet of Things. These small things with connection to internet you can have in your clothes, in your home, in the school. How do you see this can impact the education or the innovation and the impact? I think you can see also here in Fab24. You can see also your opinion about this?
And I could like to add too, because maybe we're talking about education, but when it comes to Fab Labs and maker spaces, right? Let's talk about not just students, but self-learners and people who are creating things by their own.
Yes, good question. Well, in one way, artificial intelligence is going to help a lot of people, yes, but I think it could be a challenge or a problem for another ones. I mean, in the terms of that, it could make you more, how do you say, flojo?
More lazy.
More lazy, that's the word, just, you know. So the more lazy you are, the less you learn. So I think this is going to be one of the first challenge or problems with the AI. We are going to have many more information, many more things done by its own machine. So the opportunities to learn are there. It's up to you, it's up to all of us to use it to produce, again, to make more technology, not just to use it as end users. So because that will be very easy. And a lot of opportunities will come in all this spectrum from education to business and to many others. So you need to learn because not AI is going to make everything. So if you want to make a change and to be more successful in the future, you also need to control the AI, to make AI, not just to consume it. So it will be very interesting what we are going to see. And the IoT, Internet of Things, is something that we are now living with. It is living with us, between us. So more solutions are coming in all the aspects in our lives. All the food we eat is starting to be monitored with AI technology. And we are here, yes, really we are in the future right now.
Yeah, I think sometimes we don't notice that, how you say it, we are spending so much time behind a screen, right? And we don't notice that it's going on a lot of things in that screen, like really smart algorithms to give you content and recommendation, or even to finish an email or a text, right? So I think we must reflect that in our lives and think more about how this technology is part of our lives and how we can take a step further and be part of the people who is creating. We were discussing a little bit earlier, right, about how the creators of the technology are an important part, right, when it comes to diversity of the product and for more people to actually use it, right?
Yeah.
And I think it takes us to one question, like looking ahead, what are your hopes about the future of the maker movement and its an impact to the new decades and the new makers?
And the new person is going to be there.
Yeah, well, more technology is coming, more accessible technology, whether in price, whether in the ease of use. So, for example, 3D printers, ultra-fast 3D printers are amazing machines, just for a few dollars. Well, maybe $500, but it's still so accessible, and it's printing 10 times faster than the the first ones. So more and more, as we can see here in this event, no, the CD Studio technologies, you can have many power in just a little board for just a few bucks. So there are more and more tools for a person to be a maker, and not just in technology. We should not forget that we are not just talking about high technology. The makers are in the kitchen, or in the carpentry, are in many areas. So one thing I really liked, really love for the people who, is that they feel like as a makers, you know. So it doesn't matter, hey, but I just a simple carpintero, yo soy un simple carpintero, I am just a simple carpentry man. But yes, but if you just make this little change in your mind, that you are
Yeah, and definitely, I think we have some Mexican listeners right now. So I think a great invitation could be the Maker Fair here in Mexico City, right?
Yes, thank you so much. It will be held in October 12 and 13. So we hope you will be there. Well, you are going to be there. All the friends here.
Yeah, I think it's really important to have places like this when we come as a community and we share and we learn by sharing too. So it's really important to have that places, and it's a great space for more people to give a step to the maker movement and to creating and to innovation. So we hope to some of the listeners to get more interesting. They can look to every information, not just about the Maker Fair in Mexico City, but all the different activities that is going on right now in Puebla about Fab24. So there's like different workshops and little talks all around the week, right?
Yeah, guys, don't forget, we're going to continue live for the next days. We're going to meet amazing people, talk about amazing things.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Antonio, for joining us, for sharing your experience with us and everyone who's listening. And it's been a pleasure to have you here. And we hope you enjoyed this conversation. And please tell us where we can find Hacedores.
Sure, hacedores.com, and there you can find all the links.
Perfect. Everyone, thank you so much. Don't forget that we have other episodes and so much more coming up. So thank you.
And see you in the next time.
Bye.